Hi.
Hello.
Welcome to Tarot Time.
Welcome. We've done this a few times, but we're bringing it to the people.
Bringing it to the people.
The people have spoken.
And we're here.
We answered.
Like a genie.
Yeah.
Yeah, we want to meet new people that are in this world, learn from them, expand our mind and horizons around spirituality.
Yeah.
Astrology.
Yeah.
You know, white girl things.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you knew.
We're
white. So,
if you couldn't tell.
I'll let you know on the DL. Here's what we've been doing behind the scenes on Patreon. We have been testing this format, who's on the show, what we talk about on the show, and just how it functions. Mm-hmm. And so now we're in a place where, one, we want to reintroduce you to Kelli's and my signs, who we are astrologically, and do a little reading with a little card situation. The middle cam that you see in between us is a overhead camera that will put the cards down so you can see them up close and personal.
Yeah.
We also have an episode that is coming out in a couple weeks that Kelli walked me through the Nights of Yule event that she went to.
Oh, yes. I was like, what did I do?
What did I do? And she made these really cool witchy things at the Nights of Yule party, and she showed me them on the overhead camera. So we'll kind of use it to, I don't know, just mess around.
Show and tell.
Mm-hmm. And then when we don't have something to show and tell, we will have guests on. That's the other fun part about what we want to change this show and move this show towards, is having friends of the pod and, I don't know, fans maybe. We'll do like call-in episodes, do readings, and talk about signs and all that good stuff. Mm-hmm. So if you're just curious and want to learn more, you can watch the show and learn right along with us, because we are novices.
Yeah.
Is that a word?
Uh-huh.
I made it one.
A novice.
A novice. So for this first episode, we're going to tell you about our sun, moon, and risings via Costar, our app of choice. Thank you. Please spawn. Please spawn. And then we're going to do a little reading for today. Did you have a question or intention or?
No, I was trying to think of one.
One that I like that we did recently is, what is our next month?
That's what I was going to say.
Gonna look like. I don't love doing long-term tarot readings like the next year or the next 5 years. It's just too loosey-goosey. So let's narrow the window.
Yeah, and a lot can happen in a year. So I like the month aspect of it, because then if you're doing like a 1, maybe 2, 3 card pull, then it's something that if it's resonating with you, you can kind of take it with you for that month and say, that's something I want to work on using like the actions that we talk about. Because you'll see the book that we read for the information for each card is called Tarot.
Da-da-da.
So
yeah.
And they have actions and reflection. Yes, that was the word I was looking for.
Yes. I love that book. It's been super helpful. And I feel like the more we shoot the show, the more I'm remembering the cards lately, which is kind of fun.
Yeah.
I'm also seeing some of the cards that we pull in readings outside of the show for me, like TikTok readings, which, if those are valid, we'll never know. But I feel like the cards are following me sometimes, which is kind of freaky.
I agree.
I also love just talking about angel numbers and dreams and trying to analyze dreams. So anything in the spiritual realm, I feel like can have a place here. And you don't need to feel like you are a tarot whiz or anything like that. Because we're not. We're not. No. We're new here, folks. We're new here.
Yeah. But so learn along with us.
Yeah. And who knows what will come out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Let's talk about signs. You got yours pulled up?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to do our sun, moon, and risings first. And then Kelli and I have some signs that are the same in different planets. And I want to see if anything resonates there. Tell me what you are.
I am a Libra.
A Libra.
Sun. I am a Pisces moon, and I'm a Sagittarius rising. Okay, so the sun in Libra. The sun determines your ego, identity, and role in life. It's the core of who you are and is the sign you're most likely to already know, which is true. I have a hard time remembering my other ones.
Yeah.
So your sun is in Libra, meaning you are fundamentally oriented towards fairness and justice. You're always generous. Relativism allows you to see both sides of every situation, though this may sometimes come off as indecisive or insecure. You don't get tied down to a single view of things. You frequently question yourself and rethink your views. You're more impressionable than you appear. You do what you say and can get a lot done. Typically well-dressed. I don't know about that. It's in
you want to be.
I want to
you
be.
yearn
I
to be.
aspire to be well-dressed. It's in your 10th house, meaning you feel the need to distinguish yourself from others through goals, success, and responsibility. Should I read all three of them?
Yeah, let's just go down the list.
Okay. So my moon is in Pisces. So the moon rules your emotions, moods, and feelings. This is likely the sign you most think of yourself as, since it reflects your personality when you're alone or deeply comfortable. Your moon is in Pisces, meaning your emotional self is empathetic, dreamy, sensitive, and gentle. You're vulnerable. You feel vulnerable much of the time and desperately wish for a partner who deeply understands you. I think I have that.
I think you do too.
It's in your 3rd house, meaning you find security and safety through the things that you know and are familiar with, which is 1000% true because I'm not good with change. And if I have a plan in my head and it gets adjusted, I'll adapt. But
she's not gonna like it.
I ain't happy about it to start with, which I was feeling a little guilty about prepping for this weekend.
Yeah.
Because you're like, and we're going to have dinner at Mom's house. And I was like,
I knew it because
I had a plan.
I know.
I had my menu.
I know.
But why? Like,
but you love to have a plan, and you love
a plan.
You're very good at plan making. And I think that what I've watched you grow into in the last 6 months is not only adapting to new plans, but being willing to mold plans with someone else.
Yeah.
And I think we're getting more and more trustworthy of what that looks like. But
like, could you tell I was like cold when you said we were changing plans?
Absolutely.
I was
like, you did this thing. You didn't armor up, you armored down because you were like, okay, things are changing. Now tell me the information.
Yeah.
But then when Mom didn't want pizza, that's why I was like, the plan is not changing because I've already changed the plan on the plan maestro and I cannot do that again.
I'm flexible. I try to be flexible. I'm working on being flexible.
Yes. It honestly is very situational. I think if it's food oriented, not flexible.
Not as much.
Yeah.
Say we've picked a restaurant.
Yes.
I've looked at the menu and I have planned what I'm going to order. So
I know. I get it.
You're messing with my
Don't mess with the plan.
But I'm working on being more flexible.
You're doing great, babe. Okay. So that's your insides.
Did you want me to do my rising?
Yes, please.
Okay. Ascendant in Sagittarius. So your ascendant is the mask you present to people. It can be seen in your personal style and how you come off to people when you first meet. Some say it becomes less relevant as you get older. It changes every 2 hours, so if it doesn't make sense, reconfirm your birth time to make sure. Your ascendant is in Sagittarius, meaning you come across as independent, optimistic, and confident, though sometimes overly blunt or critical. Generally a charming conversationalist, your free-spirited approach may come off as restless or easily bored.
Maybe we need to recheck your time of birth.
That's what my birth certificate says, though.
Dang it. Do you feel like that resonates? I feel like parts of it do, but not all of it.
I don't think I'd be considered free-spirited.
No. New.
I like structure.
She loves a structure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Were you early birth-wise?
Yes. I think my due date was supposed to be like October 3rd or something like that.
Yeah.
And I was born September 28th.
Yeah. Sometimes I wonder with all
if we've forced something.
Yeah, or like the moms that are scheduling cesareans and telling their baby when it's going to happen instead of letting the baby tell them when it's going to happen. Unless it's like in a medical emergency. Most celebrities like schedule those things so that they can be out and about the next day. And I always wonder now, especially Gen Alpha, how many of these kids were not really born in the time the planets wanted them to be born in, and if they're fighting fate
their whole life.
I don't know.
Crazy. Also, how this story has been told to me is the doctor came into the room with my mom and was like, do you want to have this baby by lunchtime? And she was like, sure, yeah. So then they gave her Pitocin to speed up my delivery.
See, maybe you were supposed to be born in the evening.
So maybe we'll check a little.
Who knows
what the other ascendants are?
Potentially. And maybe another one will resonate.
Yeah, I don't feel like I vibe with Sagittarius in this for me.
Maybe you will age into it. Maybe it's a maturity thing. Maybe you will be a little partier in your 60s.
I gotta wait 30 more years.
Yeah. All good things come with time.
I try to be optimistic. I try to be confident.
Let
me say it less confidently.
I try to be confident. I think you are very confident. And I also think out of the three of us, you, me, and Halsey, you're more positive than us the majority of the time.
Thank you.
So I think you push me to see.
I'm trying to be glass half full.
Yes, me too. Some days are easier than others, you know? Okay.
Your twin.
My twin. I'm a Virgo sun, Gemini moon, and Aquarius rising. And now we're in Aquarius season. I love to feel it.
Yes.
Megan the Stallion is an Aquarius, and I desperately love her. Okay, I mean, I feel like Virgos are pretty self-explanatory, but here you go. Your sun is in Virgo, meaning you are particularly smart, responsible, hardworking, and self-sacrificing. You're thorough, meticulous, and intentional. Everything you do, you can accomplish things that most people can't, but may also get bogged down by the details of your day-to-day. You have a need to be wholesome. I don't know about that. It's in your 8th house, meaning you feel the need to distinguish yourself from others through darkness, taboos, rebirth, sex, and transformation, which I do feel. Yeah, that is true. I'm a Virgo to the T. I don't know how to tell you otherwise. I also really love may also get bogged down by details of your day-to-day, because I do. But I'm so concerned with the trajectory of the plan and the future of the plan that the day-to-dayness and my ADHD are just not friends. Yeah. So I will have the days where I don't necessarily have bed rot, but I have brain seize. I just can't function. The first 2 months after I got fired, I could not make a decision to save my life because I was so lost and so discombobulated from that amount of change that it was not pretty.
And like, where am I supposed to go from here? Yeah. I don't even know.
So, because 10 years ago, I immediately went into fight mode of, okay, I got to get a job. I got to pay the bills. I got to, and this time I have a husband who loves me. Yay. Yay. Moon in Gemini, which also does resonate. Again, this is your emotions, moods, and feelings. So your internal self and who you think you reflect in your personality. My moon is in Gemini, meaning my emotional self is often restless and unsettled. Yes. You are extremely adaptable, which sometimes makes you feel pulled into too many directions. Yes. You are easily bored. Yes. And need to feel like you are free to be creative and create meaning, which can make you feel like you're in a constant identity crisis. Yes. Yeah. It's in my 4th house, meaning I find security and safety through my home and my family. Oh, so sweet. Yeah. I feel as if that has only become really true in the last few years too, which I love. Yeah. Ascendant in Aquarius. So this is what I present to people, or my mask that I wear. You come across as broad-minded, intellectual, and prone to abstraction, though somewhat detached or abrupt in your dealings with the real world. Your unconventional interests may seem eccentric or pretentious to others. In short, I come off as a snob. Yes.
Just sometimes.
Sometimes. Just a little bit.
We like nice things.
I love nice things.
Yeah.
And I love shopping, which I can't really do right now. I also pulled a couple others because my Mercury is in Libra, which is Kelli's sun sign, and I wanted to see what it said. Did you find any too?
My Venus is in Virgo.
Oh, that's fitting. Mercury determines how you communicate, talk, think, and process information. It also indicates how you learn. It's the mind's planet. Your Mercury is in Libra, meaning your intellect sees both sides to every situation. You are a charming and diplomatic relativist, searching for balance in every set of ideas, that this may come off as insecure or indecisive.
Oh, no.
It's in my 8th house again, meaning I am curious about and inclined to analyze death, sex, truth, and how to trust.
Oh.
All very relevant.
Yeah.
What does Venus in Virgo mean?
Venus in Virgo. So Venus determines how and what you love. It indicates how you express affection and the qualities you're attracted to. Your Venus is in Virgo, meaning your romantic side is hyper analytical. You overanalyze everything and will hide your feelings until you feel absolutely certain. You can be a bit nitpicky and controlling, but it comes out of thoughtfulness and care of others. It's in your 9th house, meaning for you, love is often expressed in philosophy, faith, education, and politics.
Politics?
I know.
No. Couldn't be me. Couldn't be you.
No.
Could be me. Definitely is not you.
No.
So Costar, depending on if you connect with friends, will show you these little connection horoscopes about your friendship or about your relationship with that person. And almost always, Kelli's and mine are to the T. So accurate and so timely. It creeps me out.
You and Bailey Gabbert are a good team. You and Bailey are both hardworking and energetic. You are often in step, able to pick each other up when you're low. You keep your enemies close while Bailey is a mess. That makes sense.
That's very accurate.
You can still support each other even though things aren't going your way. But then I always like to look at like our actual page too, because it feels there's always something different. So between the two of you, Kelli, you are known to be cooperative, and Bailey is able to support their friends. You exist in a similar reality today. You can play with power in a way that doesn't harm you. It's all about consent.
Oh, okay.
Send them your favorite junk food as a treat. No, we're taking a break from junk food.
No.
Our harmony, shared wisdom, open and real, mutual vulnerability, influx, mutual respect, surprising confessions.
Oh.
And our challenges are aggressive and closed off.
Aggressive and closed off. So don't be those things?
I guess.
Great.
Yeah.
I can do that. How cute.
Yeah. We make a good team.
A Virgo and a Libra would make a good team, though.
Yes.
Like, you've got the Miranda Priestley mindset of a Virgo, and then the balance, harmony, and planning of a Libra.
Yeah.
Sky's the limit, y'all.
Watch out.
Watch out. Okay. I want to learn about the Pluto situation.
Yeah.
I did send a couple TikToks, but we don't need to watch those because they were a little lengthy.
Okay.
But here's what's happening.
Give it to me. Tell me.
So Pluto moved into like a new transformational zone that it hasn't been in like 16 years or something.
Yeah.
Crazy like that. In astrology, Pluto is considered to be a powerful, transformative planet that represents death, rebirth, and transformation. It is associated with deep and intense experiences such as power struggles, control, and elimination of what is no longer needed in one's life. The placement of Pluto in a person's birth chart can indicate the areas of life where the individual is likely to experience profound change and transformation. It is also associated with issues related to power, control, and psychological depth, such as unconscious mind, secrets, and taboos, which, as we already know, are a part of like my languages.
Mm-hmm.
The effects of Pluto in a person's life can vary greatly depending on its placement in relationship to other planets in the birth chart. For some people, Pluto's influence may bring about intense and difficult experiences, while others, it may bring about positive transformation and growth. In general, astrologers believe that the influence of Pluto can be both positive and negative, and it is important to understand its placement in the birth chart and its aspects with other planets in order to gain insight into its effects on a person's life. So, our world was in an age of Capricorn for a while.
Yeah.
And it's moved out of that. And it's on this, like, we're on this 8-year cycle. Right now, women between the ages of coming into 35 to 44 are in this new planetary motion that we've never seen before.
Yeah.
To the point where systems that men built up, especially in America, are crumbling because that age is now done.
Mm-hmm.
Side note, my father is a Capricorn. Just saying. So, why astrologers are so in tune to this right now is because the world itself is showcasing exactly what the planets are telling you, and that capitalism, politics, like all of these things, all these systems are crumbling right now, and we're moving into a new, very feminine age.
Interesting.
Now, my Pluto is in Scorpio.
Mine is too.
Shut up. That's amazing. Okay. Holy crap. Pluto stays in each sign for up to 30 years, meaning it rules a generation more than a person. It rules power, intensity, obsession, and control. Our Pluto is in Scorpio, meaning our generation's psyche is comparatively passionate, intense, serious, private, self-obsessed, and perceptive. A millennial. It's in our 9th house. No, what house is it in for you?
12th.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. It's in my 9th house, meaning you personally are transforming outdated forms of meaning through philosophy, faith, education, politics, and travel. I agree. What's yours say?
It's in my 12th house. Everything was the same up until here.
Yeah.
Because I was just explaining it. It is in my 12th house, meaning you personally are transforming outdated expectations of privacy, secrets, and introspection.
Ooh, very interesting.
Yeah.
I want to do like Pluto updates and see what has shifted through the year as we go into this new season, because I feel like, as we've talked about on the podcast, we feel like astrologically this could only have happened now.
Yeah.
And I'm not really worried about having not started until now. I know we were kind of talking about that last episode of, I'm kind of bummed that I'm in my 30s and I just am getting started, and I'm looking at all these frickin' Gen Alphas with their millions of followers and in their content houses and thinking I never could have done that. I even have felt as if I should have started something in 2020 and used my time more wisely, but I was also working 70-hour work weeks during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So truly, none of this could have been created and started until now. No. And the planets are saying just as much.
Yeah. And I think individually for all of us involved, we kind of had to come to this place. Yeah. I don't think any of us would have been ready 4 years ago.
No.
So
no,
it had to have happened.
No,
it couldn't have happened until now.
Yeah. My, that age of Aquarius that I've moved into, it was in Capricorn 10 years ago. And 10 years ago is when I lost my first job and moved to Seattle, and all that stuff started happening. Also, our family blew up 10 years ago, and all these things were brought to light, except not. So now that we're moving into this new age of Aquarius, I can just see all of the things that have gone before us to like prep us for this time period. And I'm so freaking ready.
Yeah.
I love it. Should we do a cheeky reading?
A cheeky reading?
So timeline wise, this comes out February 16th. which is a couple days before the Blood and Contracts finale comes out. And after that comes out, we will be in season 2 prep mode. We'll be doing contract kitchens. We'll be doing more tarot times. We'll be shooting with friends, which is so fun to like bring new people into this. Tiffany, our friend Tiffany, will be our first tarot time guest. Can't wait.
You'll see her soon.
Yeah. So this next month has a ton in store that we already know about, but I would love to see, maybe my intention is maybe what we're in store for.
Yeah.
From the world, from the internets. I'm just going let's just cut the deck on camera. Okay, first up.
The devil.
The devil.
Shadow self. Do you want me to read the words too?
Yeah.
Okay. Repression, addiction, playfulness, temptation, indulgence. So in order for the Fool to continue her path towards spiritual fulfillment, she must learn to release herself from her attachments and confront her shadows. This is the lesson of the devil, who embodies the shadow itself. He may come with many gifts, external objects, or items that she covets, believing that these can either numb the pain of her frailty, or be tools for her to gain strength. So that's the interpretation of the card.
Okay.
The reflection. The devil represents your shadows, the part of you that your ego despises, fears, or represses in order to feel unembellished. What aspects of yourself are you ashamed of and trying to hide?
What a question.
Welcome to the first episode where we get to the deep hitting questions.
Seriously. Do you have an answer for that?
What am I ashamed of? I don't know.
What do you feel like you overcompensate for so people don't see it in you?
My confidence.
I agree.
I think by nature I am honestly a lot more quiet and reserved, and this whole thing has, look at the bill. This whole thing has taken me out of my comfort zone a lot.
Big time. But also, so it's been pulled out of you over the last 5 months. Can I just say, the biggest change out of every one of us, all 3 of us on the show, is you. Me? Watching the first episode, dude, it is wild to see how much.
I gotta go back and watch it.
It's so insane and so freaking cool to see how much you have just, it's almost like you unzipped a costume and stepped out of it as Kelli.
Yeah.
And it's been really fun to watch.
Yeah. I feel like, so this is my hermit year. You guys will see and hear more about that in the episode where I talk about my nights of Yule and everything, and how this year I'm meant to go internally and kind of figure out who I am as a person. And I feel like, although like with the hermit, it makes you feel like you should go do that by yourself and you should step away from everyone. I feel like by me being with everyone else, it's forcing me to come into the realization of who I am and who I want to be. Yeah. And so I'm still finding myself, and I'm still in my hermit year, but I'm not hermiting.
No, it's almost as if you are testing all of those things out with the rest of us to kind of figure out your place.
Yeah. Do you feel like there's anything that you have?
Yes.
Oh.
So I don't like to ask for help, and I don't like to feel like a burden, and I want to be able to say that I did the thing and that I did it all on my own. That's been my whole life.
Yeah.
Literally up until the last year, because I got married and then everything fell apart that I built, and I had to say, not that I'm not good at those things. I am very good at those things. But 1, I don't think I'm meant for them. And 2, I need other people in order to be a better version of myself.
Yeah.
And I did not like admitting that. And the more that we have formed the company and the process and all that good stuff, the more I am just proven time and time again that I can't do it all. And I am better if I unburden myself and I showcase what I'm not good at and what I do need help with, and allow others who have better skills to step in. And as a unit, we get to be that much more successful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the other piece of that for me in the reflection is James, and not, I didn't want to be a housewife.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a financial burden to someone. And then 2 months into being a newlywed, that's exactly what the universe said. This what you gonna learn.
Yeah.
This what you gonna find out. And I'm finding out that I actually kind of like it. Oops.
Yep.
Oopsie. So
I'm a widow jealous sometimes.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
You'll get there. We'll get there someday.
Yeah.
Someday very soon. So yeah, that definitely resonates.
Yeah.
Is there more reflections?
There is one more question in the reflection, but
cool.
Okay. So by rejecting our shadow self, our self-loathing turns outward and projects onto others. What narratives are you addicted to? I guess there's two. I'm just going to read both questions.
Yeah.
What is your ego dependent on? So I think
we answered it.
That.
That's funny. Okay.
So the actions. Separate needs from addictions. Perhaps you prioritize one thing to the detriment of everything else, or there are things that you feel you never have enough of. Identify the hole your addictions are attempting to fill. When you feel the craving again, name it. Identifying it is the first step to taking conscious action. Illuminate shadows. Don't reject your shadows, but confront and see what they are. See them for what they are. With this, they lose their power. Tenderness to your whole self, imperfections and all, can free you.
Yeah. I also think it makes you a more positive person when you allow that to happen.
Yeah.
I also would like to officially, publicly call myself out that is now the 4th reading that we've done where the cards are telling me to stop smoking weed.
Oh.
And I really don't like it.
You're like, but can I not?
It's funny when Jansen told me about the health stuff and he's like, yep, and the smoking has to stop too. And I was like, yeah, I could just see the universe starting to like switch all my surroundings so that it's easier for me to take it out.
Yeah.
And it makes me sad.
I know.
But it will be good for me to stop. Because I also think it's linked to binge watching shows and being a couch potato.
Mm-hmm.
And I also know that is one of my coping mechanisms to just fall into a couch and just not come out for a day.
Yeah. And it makes it so much easier to do that because you can just shut your brain off a little bit.
Absolutely. And I would rather let my brain be turned on and actually get some stuff done.
Yeah.
That I am passionate about and change what my coping mechanisms are.
Yeah.
Not to say that I'm an addict or anything like that, but I do know brain-wise how limiting it is for me. And I'm only being shown a mirror to that more and more as time goes on. So I get it. It's fine. Okay.
Could you be the type to just enjoy it for like fun? Or if you start it, you would want to keep doing it?
The problem,
not to say you couldn't quit it, but
one, I'm an addictive personality. It's a genetic thing on both sides of our family that alcoholism, drugs, definitely an issue.
Yeah.
And when I like something, I want all of it all the time. And I'm just a black and white person. So the main issue is that I haven't smoked pot my whole life. I've only been smoking it since 2020. So I don't really know.
Yeah.
I don't know I think I have to play around with it, but I think I also need to probably just take it all out for a while and then slowly reintroduce when I have a better system.
Yeah.
You know?
I get that.
Yeah.
Alrighty, the next card is the Knight of Wands. So the words are brave, hasty, eager, temperamental, ambitious, unpredictable.
Well, that sounds like our life right now. So bring it on.
So the Knight channels his excitement and motivation into creative action. Fueled by fire, he launches himself into projects with gusto.
Gusto. What a great word.
I know. I haven't seen that word in a long time. Some may call him reckless. Others call him courageous. He is spontaneous, impatient, and prefers action over asking questions. This can lead him into trouble, but he handles it with style. He charges into situations with only his brave spirit and his confidence. So reflection. This is a day for bold actions in romance, your personal life, or at work.
Yeah.
Don't let overthinking slow you down. Can you pick a goal and go for it?
500 subscribers, baby.
Let's go.
Yeah.
How spontaneous are you? Not.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Do you often get bogged down by details?
Yeah.
How do you deal with an unpredictable environment?
Not well.
This card, it for me.
Yeah, it is.
I quiet down. I get quiet and I get a bitch face.
At least you have the wherewithal and the maturity to know it and call it out.
Listen, I'm working on it, but my
Awesome.
expressions, I cannot hide them.
I love them though. And what's hilarious is a lot of our listeners have said exactly that. They're like, oh my God, we switched from podcasts to YouTube just to be able to unlock Kelli expressions. I'm like, it's all about Kelli. It's amazing.
Oh my gosh. The pressure.
I know.
Yeah. Your greatest allies will be your courage and confidence. So the actions. I feel like we kind of had answered those in leading up. So, okay, so action. Trust you can handle new situations. Part of heading down an unknown path courageously is knowing that you can deal with the situations as they arise. Work less on planning and more on your courage. Keep your goals in sight. Don't lose sight of what you're here for. Keep your vision in mind and march toward it with determination. And charge forward. Now is the time for action. You may be going into a situation a little blind, but sometimes in order to accomplish your desires, you have to act now and ask questions later.
Yep. Exactly. I think that's what we're kind of doing too with the new shows coming out, our plans for in between seasons. I think this will give us the time to dream a little bit more, but act on the dream now instead of in season 2 or after season 2.
Yeah.
I really took what Jansen told me a couple of weeks to heart of like, stop worrying about posting times and the algorithm. Well, like just put it out there.
Yeah.
And whatever is supposed to happen is already going to happen.
Yeah.
You manipulating all of the puppeteering and all of the levers is not going to do anything. No. It's only going to continue to stress me out to the point of couch potato-ness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that. All right. And then the third card that we pulled was the 10 of Swords. So, right?
Yes.
Okay. Wanted to make sure I was right. Okay.
Good.
So, breakdown, defeat, failure, ruin, relief, closure.
Oh.
Following the Fool on her journey through the swords, we could see her coming to a painful end. She had found herself in conflict and under stress. Unable to harness the sword's positive energy, she found... For a second, I was like, am I reading the right one? Yeah. Unable to harness the sword's positive energy, she found herself tempted by its power. She was left with paranoia and fear, knowing that she had used the swords unwisely. Her fears were finally confirmed, leaving her defeated. Reflection. Has a problem that you have tried to outrun so long finally caught up with you? I'm not like pointing at you with my eyes. I'm just Have your worst fears been realized? What situations at home or work are coming to a head? Has hitting rock bottom given you a sense of relief? Perhaps anxiety relents and you can now face your circumstances with certainty and a strange peace.
You know, it's weird. That for me defines coming out of the last job.
Yeah.
And failing so hard and falling on my sword. Because my firing was my fault.
Yeah.
Whatever. My ego was bruised.
Yeah.
Big time. And yet I felt like I was running from that failure for 10 years. I felt like I was always 2 steps ahead of that kind of failure because remember we've talked about this beginning of Tarot Time, first couple episodes, where I said I knew that I wasn't supposed to be in this job, in this position, in this industry. And yet I fought for a long time thinking, no, I'm made for this. I'm good at this. I'm supposed to be doing this. And every little or big achievement was just confirmation, but it's confirmation bias.
Yeah.
Like I'm just looking for the little nuggets of success in order to make this make sense.
Yeah.
And then the second that I fully fail, all my anxieties gone. Sleeping for the first time in years. Like I had turned a switch off. It is the strangest thing, but boy, did it make sense. So I don't know. It's definitely not what I feel like the next month is for, but it is the season of life that I'm coming out of realizing that failure and moving on.
Yeah. And maybe this is just confirming that.
Yeah, maybe. Sometimes if the card don't make sense, don't force it, you know?
Yeah. The actions for the 10 of Swords. Face your worst fears. Often when we confront our fears, even when we're forced to, they're not as bad as we have imagined. Compared to the constant state of anxiety, it may even be liberating. Mm-hmm. Take some comfort in no longer worrying about whether it can or can't happen.
Yeah.
Recognize lessons. Consider all this a learning experience and take stock of your regrets. Think of what changes you would like to make once you have survived and healed from this ordeal. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Makes more sense when you read the words correctly.
You're fine, babe. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I did pull one other card, or it jumped at me.
Oh.
The Hierophant.
Okay, so the Hierophant is a wise and respected teacher. He connects heaven and earth and understands that in this complex game of life, everything has its roles. From the tiniest bee to the greatest emperor himself, we all have parts to play. Given this knowledge, it is natural for him to appreciate and uphold the social structures that keep everything in harmony and order. I like that.
Of course you would, you Libra.
What can you learn from tradition? What uncertainties could you eliminate from your life by following a conventional path?
I don't like conventional paths.
This card also represents institutions and social structures. Being part of these groups can bring security and comfort. At this time, the desire to belong can be powerful. In what groups can you find a feeling of support? This one right here.
Tarot.
Yeah.
Cool.
So the actions for this is to find a mentor. When it comes to the tired and true methods, there's no better place to learn than from a mentor. Some guidance from someone with experience in your field can be helpful now. Take a class. Higher education falls under the realm of the Hierophant. Okay. A class can offer a way to expand the mind as well as a chance to find camaraderie with classmates.
Aww.
Honor tradition. What traditions or rituals are important to you? Try to engage in one of those now and observe how doing this offers you a sense of comfort.
Okay, I literally think it's telling us to continue to develop Tarot Time, first of all.
Yes.
And find community in it. Mm-hmm. And I think we should take a class, get our birth charts read or done properly, and go find some education in this, because I do feel I don't want to like sway anyone with the things that we're saying, especially if they're not, I don't know, on point with what tarot actually stands for.
Yeah.
And I feel like there is a lot of power in this practice that I don't want to just mess with and be flippant about. I would rather respect it and respect the tradition of this type of spirituality. And that's only going to come from education. I kind of freaking love that card.
Yeah, I do too.
And
what a fun little class to do.
Let's do it. Let's talk to Leanne, see what she knows. Or Shelly.
Yeah.
What do you got?
You guys let us know.
Yeah, it can be in Phoenix. I'll come out for a class. I don't care. Or a virtual thing.
Yeah,
maybe. Who knows?
We'll look it up.
What a great way to end.
A good first public tarot. I'm excited for this.
Me too. I think it's going to be our little safe space. And I really want it to expand our community. So,
I do too.
On that note, thank you for joining us for Tarot Time episode 1 in the public space. If you could please like and subscribe to our Blood and Contracts channel and like this video. Also comment. I want to know your sun, moon, and risings down below. Do you want to know anything else about them?
Do you have any planets that are a Libra or a Virgo?
Oh, yeah. I would love to hear that. Or if you're feeling any Pluto changes.
What's happening with Pluto?
What is happening with Pluto? I thought it wasn't a planet, but now it is, I guess. Go follow us on all the things. All of our stuff's down below.
Yeah.
And we
keep a lookout for the next episode. These will be every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
So we'll see you guys on the next one. And thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We love you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
We're done.